Last week we talked about some of the crazy roster changes for the next season of the LCS. We found out earlier this week that Doublelift is actually going to be retiring from pro play, along with Bjergsen, of course. This guy has really been the main character for North American League of Legends. He's really seen the highs and lows of competition, and he's carried the hopes of fans on his back into Worlds year after year. He's experienced both crazy fandom and criticism on the daily, and although his career ended with a depressing 0-6 performance at Worlds, I thought it would be a cool idea to take a look back into his career for one final look as he retires. Let's get into it. It's hard to think of the NALCS without Doublelift coming to mind. The California native is one of the most decorated players from North America. He has 7 LCS championships under his belt, and he's been voted MVP multiple times. He was known to be a bit of a trash talker, and for some he may have really been the villain of the NALCS, but his gameplay evolved year after year and his performances showed that. Now, getting into his actual career, Doublelift joined Counterlogic Gaming shortly as a substitute in 2011 after he queued into Hotshot GG. He played on smaller teams until he eventually became the starting ADC for CLG, and he stayed there until 2015. Later on, he joined the iconic Team Solo Mid, and between 2016 and 2017, he won 3 LCS titles. 2016 was a shaky year for TSM. They started out the LCS with a 50% win rate for the first 3 weeks, and they finished in 6th place at the end of the spring split, which was the lowest that TSM had ever placed in the LCS. Eventually, they showed some improvement though. They finished in 2nd place, and while they didn't get to participate in the mid-season Invitational that year, they did carry that momentum into the summer split. They became NA's first seed and they qualified for the World Championship. Doublelift stepped down when the team fumbled at Worlds. He eventually returned to TSM in 2017 and helped the team get to Worlds again, but just like last year, they were eliminated in the group stage. And just like last year, Doublelift left TSM shortly after that disappointing performance. Going forward to the spring of 2017, he was a part-time sub for Team Liquid, and in 2018 he formally joined Team Liquid. Once Liquid grabbed Doublelift, they were able to win several consecutive LCS split trophies. Initially, Doublelift's personality wasn't a very good match with Team Liquid's support. They had Ole at the time, and he often felt intimidated by Doublelift's outspokenness. Eventually, they got Core JJ, who was a much better match for Doublelift, and they really saw success. Fast forward to April 26, 2020, Doublelift makes his way to TSM and rejoins them once again. After TSM reacquired Doublelift, they were able to place 4th in the LCS 2020 summer split, and then they were able to make their run all the way through the bracket of the LCS 2020 summer playoffs, and they were able to take the win there. Obviously, what happened next, they went to Worlds 2020 and went 0-6 in groups, so really just didn't end up the way that Doublelift really wanted it to, but he still experienced massive success, and he was such an iconic player for North America. That's going to be all that we have for you today, guys. Thank you guys again for checking out the video and checking out the channel. We should have more content coming in the next week, so just stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you want to, and we'll catch you on the next one.